Hello, I hope all is progressing well. Welcome to I Don't Know, We Can Talk About It, where we discuss myriads of topics civilly, reasonably, and responsibly. My name is Kevin Dufresne. Our first topic is with regard to property taxes and what might be possible with addressing property taxes and how might educational environments be in tandem with any adjustments with property taxes. I find being aware of what one is paying for is extremely valuable to understanding how one will approach one's finances, especially when one's finances may revolve around a parameter of taxing. I think with property taxes being so different, especially considering how assessments of property may be, if a state has any other determinants to consider as property to tax, what might be easier for individuals to navigate allocation-wise if taxes are not appearing to align with any particular line items, especially considering what an educational environment may be seeking to use funds for, then individuals might need more flexibility in terms of how to navigate, more specifically, allocating funds. Whether property taxes remain the same in a particular location, the flexibility of being able to allocate one's funds particularly may bring about more support for funding, especially considering community dimensions. When an educational environment has locals as clients, if one will, then the observation of what one might be expecting payment to cover may be more apparent and closer to how one comprehends what might be financially happening with taxes, especially when in connection with an educational environment. How are individuals going to comprehend finances when taxes might not seem to be going through an allocation that may be agreeable to tax paying individuals? I find when the parameters of an educational environment are clear about what funding will be working to support on a line-by-line basis, which is transparent, then the clients, one may argue the investors, are going to be able to better comprehend how finances are functional with an educational environment. The branching of care is important to navigate as well, because individuals may care more for a library in regard to one educational environment, whereas in another educational environment, the library is amazing, though the restrooms may not be so amazing. And an educational environment may have a wonderful library, wonderful restrooms, though the classrooms may not be up to a standard of which a majority population may be able to address. Now, these types of details may seem very intricate and operating along fine lines, though an idea that resonates with these dynamics regards individuals that fund, donate educational resources and finances in particular ways, especially when a need becomes apparent, a need of which an educational environment reveals, or perhaps not a need, though areas of interest that one may find worth investing in. So options may prove to be extremely valuable, and option caps may bring in more comprehension that annually an educational environment is aware of what is necessary financially. So not only will a percentage of all the funds that are to renew bathrooms going to receive a 10% rollover for the following year, though anything exceeding 90% will go to a secondary option of which the individuals choose. And having these different options with layers in connection with caps allows individuals a flexibility that I think educational environments may make possible, because educational environments have line item processes. So the details may work through multi-purpose avenues. And I think what may seem to be dismaying of property taxes in connection with educational environment may be with different regard, especially considering individuals have more options to really integrate choice with an educational environment in a way that is not like throwing dust into air and attempting to navigate what's happening without clear comprehensions, observations, resources to assist with better navigating what may actually be happening. So I think there are many avenues of which educational environments may be supportive of clients, investors. So awareness and transparency operate in ways that may be beneficial long term. So when donations, resources come to an educational environment, there are set standards and fulfillments and goals and milestones that individuals are able to observe that are, again, operating by very specific standards. So if any individual has any inquiries about any progress within an education environment, then the showing, the investing is very easy to bring about, more so than an educational environment having to deal with the mysterious happenings of the line items. Our next topic is in connection with the information, the internet, media literacy. How are individuals able to navigate different topics? And I think what happens with the internet is the broadening of avenues for information. So individuals are able to go through many channels about one topic, and not every channel will bring about the information or details about the topic to the same degree. This is not necessarily what one may find as not to happen when the potential through technology allows for exponential growth, compound investing of possibilities. When individuals are operating with many networks, multiple possibilities are exponentially viable. So how might individuals navigate the information that is on the internet that connects with a topic that individuals care about? What might an educational environment do to bring about better comprehension of a topic? Especially if an educational environment may have individuals working to capacities that might be triggering, that might be challenging, not because the individuals at work feel the situations actually are so in life personally, though that when in a work environment, individuals might feel the topic might bring about adverse effects. How do individuals navigate being in a situation at work, especially considering situations outside of work may impact an individual at work? The boundaries don't measure up. That's when a good educational environment, operating by educational criteria, can create the balancing. When education acknowledges that the topics at hand are real in the world and affecting, especially considering the dynamics of which individuals at work might be operating through to ensure not to experience any adverse effects, then individuals are able to engage in more civil conversation without having to be abrasive, especially considering everyone's relation to a topic may be different, may have different levels of connections that actually have not one thing to really do with the person of which one is interacting with about a topic. So when an individual in an educational environment might be approaching a topic, being able to observe a topic through research capacities, through conversations, through good etiquette, that may bring about wonderful learning experiences as well as wonderful grounding for growth of the individuals in an educational environment. Of course, the dynamics require good support. So, when an educational environment is embracing a topic that may seem controversial, when the parameters are set to embrace how to actually have civil conversations, then individuals may be able to have civil conversations, learn together from each other, and continue on with life in choice ways for the personal growth, with the awareness that individuals are growing through an interdependent reality. When considering how there are so many different situations happening in the world, it's important that individuals recognize how change is consistent. And what happens when individuals are not able to have civil conversations, when individuals are not able to embrace differences, which doesn't mean that an individual accepts a difference as a part of one's life so that one may begin to practice the difference. It means embracing the reality that is, though of course respecting one's own reality. Then conflicts may arise, and in all reality, there are many situations that individuals may be able to grow through together in ways that may be very, very beneficial for future generations, as well as the present. So I think the reality of educational environments being embracing needs not only rely on a pocket of individuals, though needs to be of group support that does not operate by fear. And I think one area of which educational environments might be considering regards how does education happen if there is an external reality that is impacting education? And how does an external reality have seemingly so much effect on only so many individuals, though seemingly has no effect? This is awareness of education in a broader span, beyond only what may seem like an intense period. Considering education in span, one may regard that education is doing pretty well, and the trajectory for education is going to continue to exponentially rise, which is beautiful considering how globalization is very uniting, how many different intelligences are improving, how technology is bringing to light a lot of evidence that human ingenuity is going to be extremely valuable in the long term. Future generations will greatly benefit from human ingenuity. There are so many wonderful details to consider that educational environments as a team may really benefit from. The reality of working together is that long-term benefits really amount to a lot of good for majority, more so than any short-term benefit that may be only beneficial for a few. And it's not to say that those short-term benefits are not good in the sense that the short-term benefits are serving a good purpose. Those are always wonderful. The short-term benefits that are proving adverse situations are the short-term benefits that I'm referring to that will be short-term. And so I think, considering how we navigate all the information available, needs to tie in with cores of learning, of ensuring that individuals in educational environments are going to be efficient, functional individuals in the world outside of an educational environment. And there are so many wonderful entities that are catering to the good long-term, the objectively good long-term investments. These are the entities that will be empowering and strengthening what is emboldening of the objectively good, what benefits individuals long-term, what benefits future generations, and do not contribute to adverse experiences. So it's important to be able to communicate with individuals. Not everyone agrees on everything, and everyone that is not in agreement does not operate by the same standards. So even if everyone likes oranges in one room and everyone likes apples in another room, the people that like oranges may like different oranges. The people that like apples may like to use their apples differently than each other. C'est la vie. And that's what makes life beautiful. All right, it's time for some origami. So today we're gonna make an origami cloud. So, just gonna take a squarish origami paper, fold it point to point one time. Afterward, we're going to fold the origami inside. There are many ways to actually do this. So we're just gonna fold this one inside, as so. You can fold it even, you can fold it uneven, meaning you can give it a little twist in one way, so. It's a wonderful realm of possibilities. You can give it a realm of folding it so. Then what we're going to do is we're actually going to open it in this way. So we're going to take the flap first. Take one of these flaps, just going to press it down. Doesn't have to be perfect. The cloud one is pretty chill. And then again, you can move it how you choose. And this one I'll have it here, and I'll just take it, open it, and fold it. Just making these folds. Now what's going to happen? So as you can see, we're here now. Now we're just going to fold in each of these little points, and if you
fold it in one way, you'll see it's just going to fold in each of these little corners here, and you can fold them multiple times so you can have more of a rounding, and it doesn't have to be perfect. You have some puffy edges, and you can add to the cloud being more of a puffy design. Okay, just gonna rotate it in here. So just nice folds here, and you can fold the bottom here. Don't miss out on this fold here. The roundness is a great practice. Okay, nice fold. Voila. Origami cloud. Very, very simple design, and does not take many folds, and you can literally fold it in many different ways to give yourself a variety of clouds. Alrighty. So, I champion reading physical books. When an individual reads a physical book, there are so many health benefits, one of which the brain physically changes while one is reading a book. So long-term health benefits from reading a physical book. All this connects science of spatial development. Wonderful. The text that we're going to be discussing today is Nudge. Brings about a wonderful text that engages with nudging, not necessarily forcing, not being dictatorish, if one will. One approaching, understanding how individuals may move. One may observe these dynamics in business senses. So the text engages with how the implementation of nudging are in different instances. I think the concept is cool to have an individual, a name, label the concept is interesting, and I think opens the door for more hypothesizing and theorizing. I think these dynamics already exist prior, though good job with organizing the details so well, and I think the text offers a lot for individuals that are attempting to understand how businesses may approach engaging with individuals, engaging with processes. The text operates on many levels because the text is really engaging with how individuals may be able to better connect with other individuals, so hopefully be directing toward objectively good dimensions of which one may benefit from. Though the theory, if one will, is a resource. So one may observe how the details may come to be in a practical reality. And I think the text offers wonderful descriptions so individuals are able to jump right into observing case studies as well as practical planning, so individuals might be able to observe the concept of nudging in many ways. Thanks for joining. I don't know. We can talk about it. Onward and Upward. Dufresne.